Hey everybody, I've got something a little different for you today. Over the holidays, I met up with my friends Rachel and Jason, and since Rachel is an artist and an Evolve student, we decided to go plein air painting. Now, I am by no means an expert in plein air painting.
So, I'm running because it started raining. Just brought the painting back to the car. It's just all part of the fun.
But it's in the experience that I really make the most of it each time. Whether I'm racing a sunrise, camping deep in the Rocky Mountains, or painting out in the snow with my friend who can't go anywhere without a nice cup of tea. And I've witnessed some special moments too, moments that I wouldn't trade for a lifetime. So I thought that this time it would be nice to bring you all along on our little adventure. It was a sunless, cold, wintry day, but we didn't mind. If you've seen my paintings, you can imagine that I'm a little tightly wound, and one of my favorite ways to unravel is to let go of my high standards for my art and simply enjoy painting, fully immersed in the beautiful world that we live in. Because that's what it's all about, right? So we drove out to a nearby lake with our painting supplies and camera gear, and we agreed that our number one priority would be to have fun, whether we made a nice painting or not. And with 3 cameras rolling, it really takes the pressure off to know that it's okay if the paintings don't turn out the way that we want to. This is especially nice because there are a lot of additional factors to juggle when painting outside, and if you have high expectations as a beginner, you might easily become overwhelmed and frustrated as you hit unfamiliar obstacles. So just look forward to the experience. So what if you can't see what you're painting because the sunrise is blinding your eyes? So what if the mountain you want to paint falls flat because it has no shadow? Or if the sudden downpour ruins your painting? You can never fully know what to expect, and that's what makes it an adventure. But that being said, there are some helpful things that you ought to at least be aware of before trying this out yourself. For optimal results, you would want to paint on a bright, sunny day from 12 to 3 p.m. when the sun is high in the sky. The position of the sun determines the angle of how the light is interacting with the landscape, and it can drastically change the composition and the colors, especially at dusk and dawn. So painting during midday gives you the most time to paint under a somewhat consistent lighting scenario. But look at how much this landscape changed throughout the day. So I like to arrive an hour before I start painting so that I don't have to rush setting up, mixing colors, and I can just enjoy being out in nature. And once you're ready, you want to quickly block in your shadows and then loosely lay in your lights, making adjustments as you build up the painting. You won't have much time to put in details, so just try to capture the impression. So, on a frigid, overcast day like this, the conditions for painting may not be optimal, but that didn't stop us from having a good time. We mixed our colors first and then sketched out the proportions with our shadow shade, which we thinned down with linseed oil so that the paint would spread easily, and then we blocked in our shadows and got to work on the lights, working from back to front. So Rachel and I, we painted away to our heart's content, while Jason wrote lyrics to a song that he's working on. Our conversations rose and fell like the breeze, stirring up one moment and then fading out in broken sentences like our unfinished paintings. We talked about art, we talked about God and what it is that drives us to create. We shared our dreams, what kind of art we want to make in the future. We talked about what it's like for a married couple like Rachel and Jason, artist and musician, to selflessly support and nurture each other's different interests and skills, and it was beautiful. You know, in Evolve, we've spent countless hours poring over how we can teach art in the fastest, most effective way possible, like scientists analytically inventing new methods for objectively better results. And I love it because more and more artists are becoming literate in expressing themselves through art. And it's amazing to see determined artists quickly arrive at that destination. But there's also the journey. When we get so caught up in living up to our own expectations, it's easy to forget why we are pursuing them in the first place. And for me, that's when I like to go outside and paint. I tell myself that I don't need to make a good painting today. I just need to relax and enjoy the feeling of paint lifting off the brush, surrounded by water, trees, and good company, at the mercy of the whims of weather. Like, what does art mean to you? What compels you to create? What do you see when you close your eyes and let your imagination wander? Could you take me on a journey into your hidden world? Could you open a window into your canvas and let me in? What do you see? What do you feel? That which knocks on the door of your heart, asking to be free. What is it about you that the world has not yet known? I find answers to those questions when I'm in a receive and respond environment like plein air painting. When the sun broke through the clouds, I grabbed my palette knife with my shaking hand, and with no regard for precision, I immortalized that sunlight, which lasted only for a moment, but now it lingers on in my painting. And Rachel found joy in bringing out the different leaves and capturing all the colors swimming around in the water, like how we floated from one topic to another as we talked about art and life. And that's how you can make plein air painting fun. Leave your high standards at your studio. Enjoy painting for painting's sake. Ask yourself why you pursue this passion and what you want to achieve through it. You'll come back to your studio motivated to meet those high standards head on, ready to learn and grow into something more than you are now. And if you discover that your goal is to create art freely without limitations, then you should take a look at Evolve's training program. It might be worth your time. So let me know your thoughts about this video. Why do you make art? What do you do to reignite your passion to create? Please share that with me in the comments below. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. But better yet, get outside and paint. Go for it. Have fun. Enjoy it. And with that, I wish you all happy painting. Take care.